First update will be about a letter that has been sent to the Prime Minister of Canada. The Chair and I decided to bring 3 proposals for reform passed by the Board last year directly to the Prime Minister's attention so that they can be carefully considered along with the Premier's request. These recommendations, while originating here, have been endorsed by the Ontario Association of Chiefs of Police and the Ontario Association of Police Service Boards. Let me describe what the data tells us. Toronto, along with many other communities across Ontario and Canada, continue to deal with a troubling number of incidents of gun and gang violence, and far too often they involve individuals who are out on bail at the time. Even more troubling is that the charges these individuals are on bail for are frequently other firearm offenses. Our analysis of Toronto data from 2021 and 2022 outlines with real numbers some of what I'm speaking of, and these statistics should be viewed in the context of illegal firearms offenses being one of the most serious threats to public safety in Canada. For example, in 2022, Toronto experienced 44 shooting-related homicides. Of those arrested and charged for these offenses, 7 were already on firearm bail, and 17 were on any type of other bail when they were alleged to have committed the offense. These numbers are almost identical in 2021, where there were 46 shooting-related homicides, and of those arrested and charged, 8 were already on firearm bail, and 17 were on any type of bail when they were alleged to have committed these offenses. The Board and the Service commended our 3 potential reforms to the Government of Canada for consideration. They are, first, an additional route to the charge of first-degree murder under Section 231 of the Criminal Code by including a death that results from the discharge of a firearm in a congregate setting. Second, we recommend that bail hearings for the most serious firearms offenses be heard by a judge of the Superior Court, or at least a judge of the Provincial Court. Third, we recommend that sentencing judges be given the ability, discretionary ability, to increase parole ineligibility to 2/3 of any custodial sentence when the court finds that an offender has discharged a firearm in a congregate setting in committing the offense. The Board and the Service remain deeply committed to applying a community safety and well-being approach to reducing risk by effectively intervening in a manner that supports the individual so as to prevent future offending and putting in place measures to reduce overall victimization. We believe our 3 proposals are not in conflict with that general approach, as they relate only to those charged with or convicted of the most serious offenses, and according to our data, that is a relatively small, yet dangerous group of individuals who engage in firearm-related activities. We pointed out that one of the initiatives we are also developing in concert with Crown attorneys is the design of community impact statements to be used on these serious firearms offenses so that the courts, considering bails, will better understand impact of these occurrences on the communities where they occur. We will co-develop, co-design, and co-deliver these community impact statements with the communities and the Crown attorneys in such a way that the communities feel heard and are heard, and that their rights are appropriately balanced along with those of the accused person. We encourage the government to explicitly endorse them in any reform of the bail provisions. All of these reforms will help ensure serious firearms offenses are more effectively dealt with at both the bail and sentencing phases of criminal proceedings. They will have little to no impact on the charter rights of the individual accused persons or convicted individuals. And where they do have an impact, we are of the view that is based on the pressing and substantial objective of maintaining community safety as well as police officer safety as they carry out their sworn duties. I close noting that the circumstances surrounding the tragic, senseless, and preventable death of Ontario Police Constable Officer Gregors Priscilla regrettably and most recently illustrates the need for these reforms. These recommendations are not knee-jerk reaction that critics may try to allege, since they are advanced well before many of the tragic cases of officers being murdered in shootings in Ontario ever occurred. These recommendations are aimed at all cases where people are put at risk by this brazen, dangerous, and callous behavior. Gun violence and associated gang activity continue to be the most significant community safety concerns to the people of Toronto and indeed for communities across Canada.